Coverage of the 2010 NEATV MX Series brought to you by ATVRiders.com in association with 201 Films. For the second time this year, NEATV headed to MX 207 in Lyman, Maine. The last race here was dominated by Jasmine Plant with a 2-1 finish, followed by Cody Miller going 1-2, while Jason Connell rounded out the top three with 2 third-place finishes. Coming into round 6, the top 5 standings are close with only 78 points separating first and fifth. One bad moto by any of these racers and they could lose a lot of spots. But behind the top 5, an even closer race begins with only 25 points between 6th and 11th place. Midway through the year, we've had a lot of excitement, some great racing, and the points show that this year is one of the best pro classes in NEATV history. Every rider is fast and showing they are capable of winning. Let's see how round 6 turns out with the start of Moto 1. A tough first moto hole shot as 3 bikes try to fit into turn number 1. Coming out from the pack first is the 2-time reigning champ, Joe Havistow. Coming around at the end of the first lap, Havistow is still in the lead, followed by a chain of riders. Flying over the spectator tabletop, Havistow and Miller are still out front. Over the finish line jump and into the corner, Miller tries to make the pass by going inside and ends up hitting a sidetrack tire. The third lap in and we start to see some amazing racing by the 2 Can-Am riders as they are neck and neck in the back section. Havistow manages to hold off the charging Miller. Cody Miller ends up taking the lead from Havistow, who falls back into second. But behind these two, we have Jasmine Plant putting pressure on the 815 of Bobby Ross, who is running in third. Also moving in is the Massachusetts native and DRT KTM rider Mike Pilau. Vinnie Mofford is followed closely here by South African rider Brian Baragwanath and Jason Connell. Jasmine Plant and Mike Pilau end up getting around the 815 of Bobby Ross, who now sits comfortably in 5th place. The number 70 of young Canadian rider Matthew DeRoy puts around the track for some points as his rear shock reservoir broke off. And here is how everybody finished at the end of Moto 1. Right after Moto 1, we see the teams already preparing the bikes for Moto 2, making sure everything is perfect and in order to get on that overall podium. Between motos, rain was pouring down and eventually stopped and let the skies open up before Moto 2. Minutes away from Moto 2 and everyone is anxious to get to the gate and start racing as we see Team PCS bring Cody Miller's bike to the staging area. The 2007 NEATV Pro Class champ Nate Morello is also hyped to start and see if he can get his KTM machine up front. Jasmine Plant manages to hold back Joe Havistow and claim the Moto 2 hole shot. Heading into the newly built section at 207, Plant is still holding the lead early in the race. Some terrible luck here for BCS rider Cody Miller as his axle snaps and sends him trying to make it off the track and out of harm's way. Plot is still in the lead and still being hounded by Havistow, who has a knack for letting riders know he was at the doorstep and then making the pass. Later in the lap, Plot gets hung up in a berm, which allows Havistow to steal the lead and peel out to move into second. Plot continues to try and work his way up through the pack, almost making the pass here on Morello, who slams the door. He ends up getting by 2 riders and pulling into third. Havistow crosses the finish line first and takes the moto win as well as the overall. But behind him, some late race drama starts as Jason Connell tries to make the pass for 4th in the last corner. Hurricane Hills MX in Clifford, Pennsylvania will be host for Round 7 of the 2010 New England ATV MX Series. It is the first time the series will race at Hurricane, so come out and spectate or race and support the sport and series.